This is a black hole, one of the most bizarre and intriguing phenomena studied by physicists around the world. This special entity is the foundation of my inspiration and the basis of my own theories explained in this video. As a prelude, I want to explain the theoretical physics of black holes in space-time. To begin, Albert Einstein first developed the idea of general relativity, explaining the gravitational effect of massive objects on the warping and manipulation of space and time in correlation to his idea of special relativity, represented as E equals mc squared, where energy and mass are transversely connected. It wasn't until one day, however, that I was studying a black hole and read about the problem with infinite density at the singularity and why it is scientifically impossible. Let's start. So in order to visualize this system, you have to understand that this video is a two-dimensional way of visualizing three-dimensional space-time and is expressed through the physics of fluid dynamics. As such, most quantum mechanics are expressed in this way. In this video, you can see there is both oil and water in a tank. This represents my theory of the difference of densities between the space-time we live in and the next. At the center, you can see the border between the oil and water representing the singularity of a black hole, as the bead represents a celestial object too dense for our area of space. As the bead is dropped into the oil, you can see that it creates a funnel behind it as it sinks lower into the oil, representing the formation of a black hole before sinking into the water. As it begins to sink into the water or the singularity, it begins to form a parabola with the oil, representing the pull of gravity the object has on our spacetime into the next. As soon as the bead hits the water, the first wave is produced, representing the gravitational wave created as the black hole forms. These shock waves are in fact recorded by Earth through systems like LIGO, or the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observer in Louisiana. The parabola then eventually retracts as a loss of energy and an inadequate amount of matter prevents it from obtaining its shape, eventually causing our spacetime to reform itself and sending out an additional second gravitational wave. In conclusion, this theory would prove that dark matter is actually the density of the force of gravity that makes up the different blankets of space-time, as well as provide a new understanding to the nonsensical equations used to explain the shape and physics of a black hole by introducing the variable of space-time density. The last theory I propose is that in the process of using light and matter to obtain the gravitational parabola around the object, light and matter are used to form energy like electromagnetic radiation to hold the shape of the gravitational field around the object through the principle of special relativity, explaining why we are unable to see so-called white holes and rather mysterious objects picked up by NASA's Fermi telescope, emitting radiation beyond the electromagnetic spectrum. Once again, this is only a theoretical principle, but it's a great way of visualizing a different perspective to the physics of the universe.